good morning and welcome to Library Scented Life. If you're new here, my name is Sydney. Thank you so much for coming to my channel and let's get right into it. So for this video, I'm going to be talking about 5 books I recommend you read in fall. It's October now, so a lot of my fall reading takes place in October because November I'm usually revving up for Christmas. So this is my fall reading month. The books on this list range from atmospheric to actually spooky. So not all of them are scary because a lot of people don't actually like reading scary books. The first fall read I'm going to recommend is Autumnal by Dinç. I've talked about this book on my channel before. I really enjoy the first book. The rest of the series it's alright, but the first book is 5 stars for me. This book is about a boy named Altınay who can see dead people and he helps them solve their own murders. He has a really strong instinct for when danger is going to occur, and so he kind of helps a little bit in that way. So this, I would say, is kind of spooky because there are good ghosts and bad ghosts, and it does have to do with killers a little bit and just the dark side of the world. But it's not super scary. I would consider this in the spooky category. Yeah, so that is a fall read. The next fall read I'm going to recommend is Never World Wake by Marisha Pessl. This book actually takes place in the summer, but it does have that spooky atmosphere. So this group of friends get stuck in kind of a time loop where they're repeating the same day over and over again, and to get out of it they have to make a really hard decision that considers life and death of the whole group. So although it does take place in the summer, I found this a really fall atmospheric read, and I actually wish I had saved it for fall instead of read it during the summer. So the next fall read is The Raven Cycle. This is the first book, The Raven Boys, and this book is a YA paranormal-esque thriller. I'm sure you've heard about it all over BookTube. In my opinion, the book in the series that is the most fall is actually Blue Lily Lily Blue, as it is spookier, but the other ones all have that atmosphere. So the next book I'm going to recommend is Everything's Eventual by Stephen King. So this is one of his short story anthologies. I was going to recommend a couple of his other books, but I find they're very long and a lot of them are actually scary, where I'm trying to more recommend stuff that is spooky and you'll still be able to sleep after reading. So my favorites out of this one were The Little Sisters of Illyria, Everything's Eventual, and Riding the Bullet. Those were my favorite in this one, and it is a long book, but there are a lot of stories and you can skip around because they're pretty short. So I think this would be a nice thing to intersperse in your reading or just read all at once. And next I'm going to recommend a book that I actually lent out last fall to someone, and I don't think I'm ever going to see them again, so I need to buy another copy of The Dreadful Tale of Prosper Redding by Alexandra Bracken. This is a middle grade that has the most fall atmosphere I have ever read in any book. For that reason, it actually reminds me of reading Harry Potter, not in that the story or the plot line is the same, but just in that atmosphere that makes you feel warm and cozy and fall, and it's kind of spooky, and I really recommend it this time of year. And the last book I'm going to recommend today is the Lord of the Rings series. So the first one, The Fellowship of the Ring. I have my nice version here, but it's harder to take off the shelf, so I just pulled out this one. So I recommend this during the fall and even just the winter because this is the time where it's easier to curl up with a book, and I find I read more fantasies near the end of the year. This is a nice really thick fantasy, and there are 2 other ones after it, and it's just a world you can really get into. So I recommend this in the fall because you can really get lost in a deep fantasy world, and this is probably my favorite fantasy series. So I just realized I talked about 6 books instead of 5, but that's fine. So those are my 6 book recommendations for the fall. Let me know in the comments down below whether you've read any of these or whether they're on your TBR. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm so excited to see you in my next video. Bye!